Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm so glad you're with us this morning. We enjoy bringing you the show. Let's get started with our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. Pretty comfortable. You know, we had a video yesterday, so I didn't get to talk to you on yesterday's show, but talking about the weekend weather. Man, was that something else as far as rain. I mean, it was about 9 or 10 inches throughout the area. It was just incredible. I got a tickle at one of the posts. They said it better rain like this during Father's Day. I'm going to be mad. One of the mom posted that. But anyway, let's move on. Like high today, 80, low 71. The water temperature, again, it's gone down, folks. It's down to 76. It's gone down 3 degrees in 1 week. We're going to talk about, going up this time of year, all of a sudden took a dip. And we talked about all that wind we had like 2 weeks ago, blowing the warm water in. Caught a lot of fish. Now it'll be interesting to see what happens this week, okay? Our river reading is brought to us by the good folks at Panama City Coca-Cola. By the way, our water temperature is brought to us by All Co Electric out of Lynn Haven. Good folks there. The river readings, look at Apalachicola. It looked like it hadn't rained any, doesn't it? It's actually just reading right at 7 foot this morning. But take a look at the Choctaw Caribbean, and we knew where that was going. It's right now right at 10 foot and going up. Just a lot of rain in the area, so it's going to be a good high water situation for the next couple of days down on the Choctaw Caribbean. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is Tuesday, May the 13th. Folks, we're getting almost halfway through May. Good tide, like I said, all week long. High tide is 9:50 this morning, and low tide is at a 9:11 tonight. And don't forget, I didn't get to do the Monday moon forecast yesterday, but tonight is the official full moon. It's been bright, boy, the last couple of nights it's been cloudy, but tonight it should be a really nice full moon, okay? Marine forecast coming out of the west, southwest at 10 to 20. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I think if you watch the show a while, you know how I feel about the Florida State Park system. What a glorious system we have, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so thankful that we have so many state parks in Florida. And this past recently we had a sort of a little move. Of course, don't know where it came from, but I know the governor got a lot of petition signatures, but they wanted to develop a golf course in some of the state parks and all kind of stuff. And as we learned, there was a lot of behind the scenes the last few years, a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on in developing our state parks. And man, we the people we were heard, and we got to really stay on top of it though. But anyway, here's a picture. I pulled this up of the Florida state parks. Here's how many state parks we have. It's just overwhelming. And I zoom in here to the Panhandle and look at on the coastal area. We have some in the coast. Now, right there in the center, we don't have a lot there in the center, but we have the Apalachicola National Forest right there in Liberty County, that big area there. Then we have Eglin and Tyndall, so we have a lot of public land, a lot of cool stuff. And I just one time had a goal to go to all the Florida state parks. I will never achieve that, but I will definitely been to all the ones here in the Panhandle. But anyway, I got to thinking about when we started getting them. So I pulled up some in our area. Now look at the ones I'm going to show you. Got quite a few. Going to be the bottom one. So I start over here at Blackwater River in Santa Rosa County. But I really wanted to know when they were founded. When did we get that property? And of course, Blackwater was 1967. Then down at the bottom, this is fairly recent. Camp Helen State Park in Bay County. Man, what a choice piece of property. That was a very recent acquisition, 1996. Okay, then the one other is Constitution Convention State Park. It's a real small area, but it's a museum. And the state got that in 1956. That's a cool place if you haven't been. And over Walton County, Deer Lake, that's another recent one. We had some money in 1996. I don't know who the governor was in the legislature, but man, they did a great job getting us some really good state park. Deer Lake State Park in Walton County, bottom line now. And then this was a great one. I remember when they got this one, Henderson Beach in Okaloosa County. Of course, it's surrounded now by so much development. That was 1983, and right above it, go up here to Grayton Beach State Park, which is really the classic one, and that was before, way before Seaside in that area. But 1968, 67, 68, and in the 90s were some good times. Okay, the bottom line over in Holmes County, 1970, the Ponce de Leon Springs State Park. This is a cool one, the bottom one here. This one we always talk about. I'll tell you a story on it several times. St. Andrews State Park. 1950, right after World War II, and the developers wanted it, but we had a strong man that stood up in the legislature and bought it for us. A single-handed job. That what a wonderful story. And again, at bottom line here on St. George Island, 1963. That's just when they started building. They built the first houses. I tell you about Gail's uncle building one of the first houses there. He built in 1963, and the state saw what was coming way back then and bought almost 2,000 acres and developed it for the St. George Island State Park. What foresight these folks had. How cool. Of course, they won. Probably my all-time favorite, of course, St. Joe Peninsula State Park. Same, a couple years later, 1967, folks, I was camping there in 1971, so it hadn't been open very long. It was rough. I mean, it didn't have all the amenities it has now. I really liked it better back then than the way it is now. It's just too fancy, all the little, no trees and all that mess. Terrell State Park, here's one of my favorites. Bottom line, Terrell State Park in Liberty County, we talk about the hiking and all that area, 13,000 acres. Folks, somehow we got that in 1935. I was amazed looking at that. I was just 1935, I don't know quite the story. It was, of course, the Garden of Eden at one time, but anyway. But I was going to read this. This is what got me thinking about it. The House and Senate have passed the State Park Preservation Act because all this mess that happened this past year. And it goes on and talks about the representatives and senators who passed it in defending Florida's public land. So anyway, supposedly that stuff should not come up anymore about them putting developments on a state park. The governor has not signed it yet. They feel like he will sign it, but State Park Preservation Act. So that was cool. Thanks to Florida State Parks, the Wildlife Federation. And you can see, you remember when everybody was demonstrating and all? I got tickled looking at that. But the people is what made it. Let's see if I can blow that up. Bottom of that left, way on the left, that post on the left, development is irreversible. Man, is that not words of wisdom right there? Once the area gets developed, and we see it all over, development is irreversible. I thought it was cute, but that's really, I was so proud of that situation when I heard about it. Of course, I jumped on Signature, and I talked about it on the show, millions of people in Florida. And that's what we have to do by hearing our voice, letting our voice be heard and all. I'm just so proud of them for doing that, and it was just a great time. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to jump from outdoor stuff just to some family stuff. A lot of y'all share things with my family. I want to share things back with y'all. We were up in Oxford for this past weekend for Astrid's graduation from Ole Miss, and I just want to share. I guess I'm a bragging granddad, but I'm just very thankful. So here it is right here. Let me see. Here we go. There she's walking, Astrid K. Woodrick. Okay, she's walking the stage there at Ole Miss. So anyway, I was just so proud of her. I'm gonna play it again. Here she is. She got her diploma, walked across, big old smile, and just a grand time. And so what happened? Let's see. Wendy posted this and got a lot of okay, got a lot of comments on it. Anyway, all right, here we go. We'll go through. Here's some pictures real quick. Here we are in the Coliseum there, and Mason and Bratton and Wendy, Walter, Gail, and myself. We all dressed up for it. We just had a grand time. It was packed out. A lot of happy parents and grandparents. It was just a special time. We go through here, and there she is down there laughing and smiling, happy. And there's the commencement program, and there's Wendy circle her name. And she graduated cum laude, whatever that means. But anyway, what a grand time. They're walking away, and there's some family pictures. I knew y'all would be I know y'all want to see this. So that Mason, and anyway, so there she is. She's a happy girl, and we're very proud of her, Walter and Mason, and it's just a grand time. That's a special time. It's such a family time. Walter hugging her, and there's some friends she had for a long time. Special day. I just want to share that with you. Now, here's Mason. He wanted to show us his ATO house, and that's his pledge class, and he's the last one. That's a picture of him. He's the last one on the picture, but I looked at it and said, oh, you guys look like y'all are kin to each other. Y'all got the same hair and all, but he's a member of the ATO. And the proudest thing I am with his, he's got a group of them that do a Bible study on Tuesday nights. So that's really, really good stuff. I just wanted to share that with you. I know a lot of times we get carried away with family stuff, but I just want to share with you that story. Jeff was asking about the traffic on I-65 between Montgomery and Birmingham is the single worst stretch of highway I've ever driven, and we've done it for so many years, but it was the worst this time. It's amazing. On the way back, there were 3 wrecks that had delayed and all, but 3 wrecks. It was just amazing. Okay, I want to get back to our pictures. I wanted to, let me see. I want to show you Alum Bluff. What we're talking about. Well, let's go to our pictures, okay, real quick. I've got some. I didn't get a lot of pictures from fishing this past weekend, but here's one right before the rain came. James Singletary, his wife Tammy Jones Singletary. She's a good fisher lady. Okay, now Terry Juseski sent this to me. Remember, he's been sending me eagle pictures when he was stationed up in Alaska, and just some spectacular pictures. But look at that. I mean, it's like you knew he was a professional photographer, but he was actually an amateur photographer. But the eagles were so close to his back deck, bad feather day. Look how close they were. And he really got to know them. I think he said they had them named and all. They also sent this picture. I'm going to share this with you. The lighthouse there in Port St. Joe now, this is when he was out on the Cape, and this wasn't that long ago. This is in 2010. And this is, of course, I remember, but you can see the erosion. Right, what's amazing, there's Terry and his wife. What's amazing, the water line, they saw the erosion, and of course, they had the foresight to take it out, take all those buildings out and replace them and put them in Port St. Joe downtown. They look really good there, the lighthouse does. But now, that water line is back behind where those houses are now. It's back there to the tree line. All that is eroded since 2010. Is that not amazing? But that shows you really what's going on. Okay, the funeral of the Tupperware inventor has been postponed. They're still trying to find the lid that fits his coffin. The funeral home says it's definitely around here somewhere. If you got all the Tupperware stuff like we do and you can't find the lids, that would be a funny one. Ooh, and this is in a kayak, and I copied this, so we need to be aware of it. I'm the same way with my kayaks. They sit up for the winter and all of a sudden you're going to just go pick them up real quick. And that's a good hiding place. And that's a big old cottonmouth right there. That's scary. Imagine a foot pursuit through this minefield. How many of us have busted our shins just walking through the garage in our driveway and not paying attention and looking up, and every one of us had, but look at all those trucks down there. That's got to be at a Ducks Unlimited or convention. Chris Carroll, now this is really a week ago before that rain came in. They caught 24, but they worked hard. It said worked hard finding them. The Carroll family. David Bird, this is this time of year, folks, picking these big old blackberries, and these are huge. I don't know where he got these from, but anyway, that's that first bowl, but that's some healthy blackberries. I know Carol Miller has some good ones too, and she's giving me some nice plants that they're really, here, look how big those are. That's some kind of different species, I think, but man, picking them and making a blackberry pie, especially with the kids around, let the kids pick them and help you make the blackberry pie, it's just really cool. Before the storms came in over the weekend, James Pick, he's a really good fisherman. He fishes a lot. The mahi are definitely here. That's some really good information because we talked about catching some earlier, but now you got a tub full of them. That makes great fish tacos. Some really good stuff right there. Okay, this young lady, Emily Locker Folks, she's going to come on the show tomorrow. I've known her since she was since she was a young lady, and she's just finished nursing school. But this is during the weekend. Thankful God kept the rain away yesterday long enough to catch this big boy. She is quite the outdoor lady, and I'm looking forward to having her come on and share. She's been done all kind of outdoor stuff. And a lot of women say their husbands never listen to them. I'm proud to say I've never heard my wife say that. Okay, these little things I insert, these little jokes and all. I know it's early in the morning for most of y'all, and it may not be quite as funny, but there's a lot of truth in all of them, like Tupperware and then listening to your wife all the time and all. So y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock even this morning, and this afternoon, right after lunch, 12:24 to 2:24, right smack dab in the middle of the day, but that'll sort of coincide with the tide chart and the wind motion and all that. Getting back to the different property throughout Florida that the state owns, and it's our property really as taxpayers. And I mentioned last week the Bluffs and Ravines area up there north of Bristol, where they're doing the restore all that stuff. But on the water side of that, I'm gonna show you this picture here. It's called Alum Bluff, A-L-U-M. This is you think you're up there in the Smoky Mountains or up there somewhere in Colorado looking down at a river. But this is right here, right north of Bristol next to Terrell State Park. But that bluff is just really cool, that little section of the river. I've seen it many, many times, and I know a lot of y'all have too. It's sort of a rocky area, and it's A-L-U-M. And it got its name, but what got me started on it, this guy, Jeff Whitfield, found an ancient shark tooth up in that area. Is that not cool? Does that tell you when the salt water used to be way up in here? Or the sharks, might not be salt water, but those sharks came way up the river. But let me see, let me find the story right. Let me see. Here, this is the story of it. Alum Bluff, anyway, it goes on to say it's named after the deposits found in the area. It's a type of aluminum sulfate, and they use it for tanning hides. The early settlers did, purifying water, and it's been a home to all kinds of Native American tribes, the Appalachia, the Creek Indians, and during the Civil War, it was manufactured ammunition, so that alum was really a popular spot. But I just wanted to share that with you because I saw some other things that were found up there too, but I just wanted to, I showed, here's a shark tooth right here. I showed that, but also, go about 3 or 4 spots back, another one. That's at Alum Bluff yesterday, but look at that serrated edge. So there were all kinds of sharks up there in that area. So anyway, I wanted to share about Alum Bluff, and again, that's open to the public. That area is Terrell State Park, and always go there. Okay, so let me see. Let me get back to. We talked yesterday about, we showed the video of the Florida Queen and that trip we had with Bobo, and those days are gone now. I'm so glad we have a record of it. But we had that trip. I remember that so well. It was a wonderful trip. Just a bunch. We caught a bunch of fish and just good people on board having a good time. And I got back and got to talk to Bobo. Did a real short talk with him. But people ask about the Florida Queen, and we talk about how in Hurricane Michael we lost it. Well, here's the last picture taken of it. This was up here. Here it is right there. This is storm, the Florida Queen and Star Queen. This is up here around Robinson Bayou, which is where the old airport was. And they had put it, Grover Davis, sort of in his front yard, they'd put it there because they thought it would be protected, but the wind came out of the north and just crashed them. If the wind had come out of the south, they would have survived it. But that's what happened to them. But we've got, I know Bimbo Miller, he took some of the wood out of that Florida Queen and made some turkey calls out of, actually handmade some turkey calls and gave me one. They're very special to me. Okay, we'll talk about, let's talk about different things we can do with kids this summer. I'm gonna change channels real quick. Teach your kids about tracks. I ran across this when I had those outdoor ed kids. They were fascinated with tracks. Okay, So find a chart, and we don't have all these around here, but we do have the bear and ducks and just different tracks, and just put them out in your backyard or walk out in the woods and actually you can copy and make cards, but if you have some kind of imprint to actually make the pig track, or always the pig track and hog track, but just let them know what some tracks are. That's really, kids enjoy doing that. Then let them come back to the house and look up what that animal does and all, how long it lives. Okay, I'll mention this. This is exactly about a month away. Today's May 13th, and this is June the 14th, so it's time to start getting stuff ready. And remember now that it's a one-day tournament. It used to be 2, but the red snapper now is $5,000, along with a kingfish for $5,000. When we won it, it was a king mackerel, and it was $10,000 payout. But this is a great payout. This is perfect here because you can do both kinds of fishing. So, okay, I thought, respect your parents. They passed school without Google. Isn't that the truth? It's amazing what the kids can get now online without really, I mean, they're doing papers and everything, and it was a different time. Okay, let me see, I got, okay, one more thing too. If you want something to do this summer, they're paying money. I talked about this last year. There's a program and there's an incentive. This guy right here, Andre, won $1,000 for capturing the most pythons during this past month. Okay, that was in Andre Brown. He caught 8 of them. This guy is pretty good. Now, he would be a great guest to have on the show, wouldn't it? But the python story down around that area it fascinates me as far as what it has done, and the paying people to actually remove them. I just thought that was really cool. I've got a bunch of more stuff. I don't have time to get to it. Like I said, we'll have Emily Locker's coming on tomorrow. Got a guest, 2 or 3 guests coming on this week. But if you have any kind of information you want to share with us, and I'd love to share, if some of y'all want to come on the show, share some of your outdoor adventures, things you've done, or things you're looking forward to doing this summer. I just love having real people as guests on the show. We don't have really highfalutin kind of people, but we just have real people. I think that's one of the reasons our show is so popular. It's just people like me and you that love the outdoors and love getting out there. I'll wrap it up for today. We always ask you to do something good for your fellow man and try to find something every day to do something good for someone else. You're richer because of it when you do it. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Let's take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.